this Georgia program and they're going to go like, what happened? Back-to-back titles in 21 and 22. Great teams leading up to that just missed. Then nothing happened. For how long? Well, in 1980, it was 40 years. It might be 40 years again before Georgia wins a title. And you have to ask, is it just in their DNA? Are they just happy to be kinda in the mix? I don't know. It does seem like that they don't really savor being on top. Kirby Smart has made so many bad decisions since 21 and 22. It makes you wonder, somebody must have a little doll with some pins and poking things. Something. But Howard Mike Bobo was the death knell for the Georgia program. They've done nothing but go downhill and go backwards since the day he got here. He'll have his defenders. I don't know why there's a cadre of people that like him. And they make up excuses for him all the time. But it does look like it might take a bad season to get rid of him, but then you still don't get rid of the problem. The problem is you picked that guy again. Somebody up there likes being mediocre. Somebody in that Georgia organization likes being able to fail on a regular basis, to kind of have an assuredness of failure, at least on offense. Georgia doesn't like to score, especially in certain quarters. And they showed that against Alabama. They were determined not to get those points. It's almost impossible to have not gotten points there. But they didn't, and the game stayed the same, and the betting numbers betting against held up once again. So is that what's going on? Is Georgia just a front for the Dixie Mafia to mop up week after week? I mean, I've tracked it for 2.5 years. All the major betting points, you bet against Bobo's offense, you're going to win every time. That's too much to be a coincidence. But you can't talk about it because YouTube won't show the videos. If you mention anything about it, nobody's going to look at it. But I am predicting that Georgia will lose to Kentucky. They will lose to Kentucky. And if you want to check, construct the score, all you have to do is go look at the whatever the spread is and the over-under, and you can construct the game score by simply putting together what needs to be put into the boxes for those numbers to work out. They're going to try to win the game, but not cover the spread, and always cover the under. And the first half, they're going to make all kind of prop bets against Georgia. That's the whole plan. It couldn't be an accident that a school could go 2.5 years without doing anything constructive in the first half. That's 2.5 years. A slow start is not good, and I've seen coaches get fired for that. But I don't think I've ever seen a stretch this long of slow starts from a football team. If Georgia doesn't come out and really take it to Kentucky, this should be a fireable offense for the whole coaching staff. Go back and look at that last year's game. I've got the film on it. I got the game film, the coaching film on it. I keep it in my archives. And what you will see when you look at that is that the green grass beyond the scrimmage line is all empty. That whole game was played 5 yards from the scrimmage line. I mean, we hardly ever sent a guy deep. They didn't have to send anybody to cover him. They all ganged up and they had a little old scrimmage line rugby match. And it looks like we're going to try that again. That's all Kentucky can do. Kentucky can play a pretty good rugby match with you, but if you throw the football or play real offense, they have no chance. But we don't ever make them pay for that. But then again, they could just decide to lay off on the Vegas for a week and score 50 on this team. We did that 2 years ago here at home when all the recruits were coming and we were still trying to impress people. And Bobo was still trying to make you believe he was running the Monken offense. And we did hang 55 on them. Something we could have done last year. Something we could have done against Alabama. Something we could have done against every team. But we haven't been doing it. And everybody loves it. They can't get enough of it. So the Georgia fans, they get what they deserve. Because they not only tolerate this, they actually like it. They don't like anybody complaining about it, or at least the ones that you see. So this video is appealing to the real Georgia fans that want to win football games. That's it. We just want to win. We probably don't even bet on games. Hate the idea that Vegas taking over football. But it does look like the Dixie Mafia or somebody certainly has their hooks in this Georgia program. There's no way what's happening is organic. There's no way. Go ahead and make the comments. Go ahead and type them in. But the numbers back me up. I've kept up with it for 2.5 years. And if you bet against Mike Bobo's offense, you're gonna take a lot of money home with you. Money line, not so much. Spread and under, bet against Georgia, you win every time. And then all the other assorted bets that you can make now with quarters and halves, like it's a gold mine, and it probably has a lot to do with why we're not as important to win. But the organization doesn't profit from that as much as maybe individuals might. But the billion-dollar program is going to be whittled down just a bit if it keeps this up. And the Kentucky game is going to be the litmus test, because I just got a real hunch on this game that Georgia is going to lose to Kentucky. And then once that happens, then the floodgates will be opened, and this Georgia season will tank. Now, will that be enough to make changes? I don't know. We'll see. In 2019, there was seemingly some pressure on Kirby Smart to change his ways on offense, and we did that. But since winning 2 back-to-back titles, there's no leverage. There's nobody that can tell Kirby what to do. Kirby is the toast of the town, and he still is, even though he hasn't really done anything. I can't believe no one talks about that Notre Dame game. They act like it didn't even happen.
No.
Georgia came very close to going 8-4 last year, but somehow they didn't. And somehow they did get into the SEC championship game, and somehow they won it. Well, this Georgia team is definitely not impressive, hasn't been for 2 years, and now with the game becoming more equal, I'm not sure that they'll have as much opportunity in the future to be impressive, even if they stop playing funny games with numbers.